New text messages unsealed prove the retaliation campaign? No, not really. In fact, Blake and Ryan are likely freaking out. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I've been live with It's Kim. We've been here going through what a fun show this was. Had an amazing caller experience, one of my favorite in a while. Talked about a lot of stuff. And we went through this document, Kim. We're going to go through it again. This document was the Signal messages. Signal's an app like Telegram or WhatsApp where you can have sort of groups. And it's a lot of messages that happened on February 1st, right before they dropped this website, which you all may recall, where they had the amended complaint and the timeline of relevant events drop. And so we got to see a lot of text messages regarding Team Wayfarer allegedly retaliating, Kim, going through all the retaliation and smears. And honestly, it's pretty revealing in a certain way, but I don't think in the way Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds hoped, if I'm being honest. We're going to go through these juicy messages, but before we do, we got to take a moment to thank today's sponsor. I am so grateful to have them back. Venice AI, Kim, is back. Venice.ai is your source to go to get all of your AI searches done privately. That's important because ChatGPT and others say they are keeping your data. They're keeping track of all your data, your histories, your conversations, and that's not okay, guys. They may not even start requiring users to provide government-issued IDs. Would you feel comfortable giving an ID for your ChatGPT searches? That's the question, and that's what's been solved thanks to Venice.ai as the solution. They use open source AI models to deliver text, code, image generation. There are no downloads, no installations. It's private and permissionless. They don't spy and they don't censor you. That's kind of the fun thing. I'm not going to judge you or anybody, Kim. If you want to go and make a naked puppet version of yourself, you can do that. If you want to create an AI of Kermit's, junk,
no one needs to know.
You can do that. I'm not here to judge. And if you want to do that, wouldn't you want to do that in private, Kim? Am I right? Yes.
I would hope.
I know Kim's looking for those Kermit privates privately.
No.
No, she's not. But whoever is, we will not judge you, and you can use it on Venice AI. You can also summarize stuff, like for real. We do this all the time to get through this case with Blake Lively. We got to summarize a lot of these legal documents. What does it actually mean? Well, you can throw it in. If you have a pro account, you can throw it in and you can learn a lot about the case much more quickly without all the legalese. Get these conclusions. It's amazing. As someone who's going through his own legal account, I didn't want the other side to know what I was going through. So of course I had to have the private search of availability because you don't want to get your other side information. Beyond that, you can also have so much fun like these photos. Cam, look what I did. I threw a photo of us in. There we are, and it ends with us. There we are as Muppets. I mean, come on. That's adorable. Look at Muppet Lacey. Oh, and look at Superman. We are super people. Venice AI is a great site you guys are going to want to use. You can upload things. And if you get the pro plan, you can unlock so much more potential. In fact, what you got to use is venice.ai/popcorn to get that 20% off your pro plan using our link. Make sure you use code popcorn at checkout to get 20% off the plan. All right, so grateful for them to be part of this. We're so lucky to have amazing sponsors, so thanks to them. Let's get into these chats, shall we, Kim? Here we go. So, how do we want these PFs they're talking about? Let's zoom ahead. Kim found sort of the most important part we breezed through earlier, but this was probably the funnest little moment. They've spent hours getting everything ready, everything's going, and then Brian Friedman, who they call the Terminator, drops in as like, it ends with truth.com, but I'm fine with either. And then they're like, well, if we do that, we'll have to it's too close to the movie. Good point. Doesn't Wayfarer own it though? It's already the site. It's said already. We can't do this. Jamie then gets in. Let's go with the first one, please. Lawsuit.com. It's less theatrical, but I love you, Brian. It's nice to see this sort of, Brian's clearly out there being creative, throwing the ideas out, but good to see Jamie throwing the law down, right, Kim? And be like, no, enough. We got to get this up.
I love the diplomacy of Jamie Heath basically being like, Brian, I love you. You're doing too much. This is extra. We have this all set up already on the lawsuit.com, info.com, and that's what we're going to do because it's been it's been a lot of work up until this point, and they are working really hard to try to make sure this website is going to go off well, accurately, without a hitch, because they just want people to be able to see their side of the story. All they're posting on this website are the legal documents that have already been submitted. There is nothing else here. It is just so people that maybe don't have Pacer or don't understand Court Listener can get access to these documents.
Yeah, and they spend a ton of time not really saying anything revealing too much, but just what's revealing is the fact that they want it to be truthful and they don't want it to be improper. In fact, there's a whole exchange. I zoomed through a bunch. They have the wrong pictures on it, where it's like, oh, some of these pictures aren't showing up properly, etc. And then they're talking about how long it's going to get to go into effect. This continues for quite some time. I want to zoom up to 23. They actually took it offline for a period because Jamie says if it's not accurate, we have to take it offline. It's not accurate to people who are going to have the wrong stuff. It's better for us to have a site that's working than for them to have a site that is flawed. He's very adamant about this can't go up with improper information. It can't be right. So if anything, the revealing part is the fact that they're doing everything they can to ensure this is what's legally allowed. This is what's, the truth. This is what's already been revealed. We're not making it theatrical. We're not doing any of this. It's pretty important in that regard to show that they're not trying to make this some showy thing to disparage Blake Lively, even though I think they should be able to, given all the nonsense she said. But zooming in, continuing, they then talk about how the site's getting a lot of attention, but the PDFs aren't working properly. Can they be downloadable? It's really most of this conversation is really trying to figure out how do we get this to work. It's honestly not as interesting as it sounds. We did go through it in the live. If you want to go catch it, you can go watch the full live of us reading all of it. Go to popcornplanet.com and always watch as members, paid members get access to our full shows. There was one little moment that I also did enjoy, Kim. I'm not going to lie. No disrespect. But Candace Owens gets a shout out. Did you guys see earlier that Candace is trying to say that she's the one who initially started the timeline? Ha 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 ha. It was nice to see them also call out. Candace corrected herself later, thankfully, and we're all good. But there was a point there where she was definitely trying to own every little piece of information that was coming in. Like she owned the story. And I had a lot of creators coming to me frustrated. It was nice to see that they're even saying like, come on, this is clearly all information that's been out there for a while. And then CJ's account got mentioned. Always love seeing CJ, citizen journalist, mentioned. She's been on this for a while and appreciate all her hard work. And then, they talk about on page 35, I want to get to the images are blurry. Yes, they were, Kim, weren't they?
They were incredibly blurry. If you see the live streams of us reading through the timeline and the amended complaint, there are so many moments where we are both just like, I can't see it. I think there's a few actually I had to read because you couldn't see them, period. It was brutal at points. So definitely they were aware and they were trying to fix that. Again, it's just this whole thing just really reads like a stereotypical corporate text chain of people being like, we got a goal, we got to get this done. It's getting harder. We thought we had this all in order, and now we're having technical difficulties, as that always happens when you're dealing with a situation like this. And that's why it's best to just take your time and make sure that everything is perfect before you hit that live button, because anything that can go wrong will.
And it did. They had a lot of issues. They had to readjust, but they still got tons of traffic. We get to see how much, as it continues and grows and grows and grows, the active users were wild within that first hour. 820,000 requests immediately. That's no joke. A lot of people were intrigued and interested in this. I want to go next up to a quote from Jamie Heath. Let's leave as is, folks. We can revisit and consider if needed, but it's doing what we want it to do exactly as we need it to. I'm happy with the fact that it looks more like a place to host documents rather than looking like a performative website with a lot of architectural design. Let's let it breathe for a moment. He really wanted to make it clear, like, this is our evidence. This isn't a website or a campaign to try to shut her down. This is the evidence. We want it to be clean. We want it to look normal. And this was also a nice little moment that they talked about, where he brings up the critics out there of Justin. I love it. Let those who need to express their disdain for us and love for the other team do it, and wear proudly. They're allowed. Just as we love when people sing for us, some will sing for them. Bring it on. We are not dissuaded or even affected. Have at it. That's not something somebody says who's trying to do a retaliation campaign, in my opinion. Kim, do you?
Oh, completely. I mean, to me, this is just literally him going, haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. Okay. You're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to not like me. That's it. And I think that that's fair. They knew that there were people that weren't going to, appreciate their side of the story, and that's fine. But ultimately, everybody should have the right to be able to say their side of the story, especially in a legal complaint. Both sides are valid for, people to take in, and then they can make their own decision about what they believe.
Indeed. And then they talked about a lot of the creators streaming it. People are reading it line by line on lives. There's currently 100 IRL read streams. It's a massive moneymaker for creators, and the sentiment profoundly JB favored. That's the real indication. Either way, it makes money, but the support tells the tale. Well done, family. Almost like as if that was the plan, which is also revealing. Yes, our streams do make money. People give super chats. We get YouTube revenue. We don't get paid by Justin or Wayfarer. And again, this proves it, Kim. They're smartly like, let's get the creator, because it's smart. And this is clearly someone from Tag. If you get the creators good material, truthful, honest content to report on, they're going to engage, especially a long, huge stream. There's so much for us to then report on, and great. And yes, that does give us money. And that's what a lot of us need to report to do what we do. So it's telling, because they know, sure, these people got to get taken care of and got to be interested. But also, as they're making it clear, it also supports and tells what we need to tell, which is the truth. So yeah, good on that. I wonder what Blake and Ryan, BL and RR, are doing right now. Freaking out, LOL. I am sure. But I want to know, are they crying, screaming, yelling, all of the above? Wonder how their vacation is going. Well, I know how my vacation kept going when they kept trying to interject on mine, Kim. Wasn't nice. Yeah, look, interesting to see this insight from them. It didn't reveal anything to me nefarious or crazy. It's weird that this is the stuff they needed. I'm still shocked. This is February 1st, 2025. How is this relevant? And now that we've looked at a little bit of it, it clearly proves there was no smear campaign now. Shouldn't we be focusing on 2024 and that alleged smear campaign? It's bizarre to me what they're doing here. And again, all this information as it comes out under seal, reveals there's nothing here that's against the law. There's nothing here but defense. And I don't see how that's retaliatory personally. But what do you guys think? I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you support It's Kim over on YouTube. Subscribe to her. Subscribe here on Popcorn Planet. Hit the bell for all alerts. Smash that thumbs up as well. And let us know what you think. There's a lot more comments you can go through. So become a member today over on our website, PopcornPlanet.com. Become a member. Hit sign up. You'll be able to watch the replays. And don't forget, support our sponsor today, Venice.ai. Look at those cool Muppets, Kim. I love it. Stay tuned. We got to get 20% off. Use code Popcorn. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got a lot more coming your way, so stay tuned here on Popcorn Planet.